views, oh yeah. Why me bullish on the cop at NFT every morning. Where we in? First of all, where we in?
What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to Collectors Gone Digital. On today's episode, we are going to be covering the Apple Vision Pro. Now, most of you guys watch the channel for the VeVe content. Part of today's episode is going to be focused on VeVe and the team, but the other part is going to be focused on other applications outside of VeVe, just to show you guys the capabilities of the headset. I don't actually even have any slides in the episode. I try to pack in as much footage as I could. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to share it with the community. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So if you guys aren't too active over on X, we do have a couple community members who have already gotten their headsets, and I'm now starting to post some content. We actually started a video with one of the clips. And another clip is going to be this one, where he is using 𝗙𝗏𝗏. So he actually has a few things going on here. On the left-hand side, he has a window open with the VeVe app. In the center, a window open with 𝗙𝗏𝗏. And on the right-hand side, he has his music playing. Now, just focusing our attention on the left window here, the VeVe app, it does say in the app details that it is compatible with the Apple Vision Pro. And there's been some questions raised in the community as to why the team hasn't really acknowledged this or been too vocal about it. So I just want to address this real quick. My response is that it is and it isn't. So as you can see, he has the mobile app open. You can also access the web app, but you can't do things like AR, right? You can get inside the vault, but you can't augment your collectible onto your floor. So that's just one reason. The second reason is because, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't think they can handle an influx of users right now. There's still so much stuff they need to work on. They dangled the carrot in front of us during the holidays with the VeVe-verse. I know it was an accident, but imagine if something like that happens with 10 times the user base. Now, a similar scenario just happened actually not long ago, and it was with the Bitcoin ETF. I'm bringing that up because when that got approved, there were people in the community that just all of a sudden assumed that VeVe had some sort of announcement tied to that ETF. The same way the Vision Pro drops, and then people are questioning why VeVe isn't talking about it. My response to that is that the Vision Pro is impacting millions of businesses around the world, right? VeVe is just one of them. Even companies like Netflix and YouTube don't have apps yet. You have to access YouTube through, I think it's either Safari or there's some other app in the App Store that does it. But those would be my guesses as to why they haven't discussed anything yet. The key word there is being yet. Now, another thing that VeVeNFTComics has mentioned is that he's been pleasantly surprised by the comic reading experience. As you guys can see on screen, he's standing right up close to one of them. He can read all the panels up close, and of course you can do this with your phone. It's much more convenient to have the device on your head and you not have to hold your phone up to every picture and speech bubble. So this past weekend, another Web3 event happened and went live over on YouTube, and we got to see VeVeNFTComics POV from the moon. And this is going to be one of the several default environments that you can immerse yourself into. In the video, you'll see him walk right up to everybody on screen, and then he'll kind of look left and right, and you can see he's literally on the moon. Not literally, but you guys know what I mean. Now here we got Mr. VeVeNFTComics sitting in his living room, and right behind him on his TV is streaming his POV inside the VeVe Vault space. Now I'm actually going to stop talking here because this clip does have audio, but he's going to explain exactly how he's using the device to maneuver around the vault. Check this out.
And when I tap, it opens that door. I'm looking at...
Go into, right?
What's that?
So click on this, just look at the joystick and make yourself move forward into
Yeah. So now I'm looking at the joystick and I'm just, moving forward. All I'm doing is looking at it, right? I'm looking at the motorcycle right now. And there you go. And it'll start.
A nice gold logo you have back there.
Yep. And there's the motorcycle. I'm looking at the Aston Martin door. Tap. I'm now looking at the joystick, backing up. Like, this is what, I mean, again, I know it's not AR, but the fact that you can do this and all I'm doing is looking, like, there's Miles. All right, Miles, go. And all I'm doing is literally tapping my thumb and index finger together. And it knows I'm looking at him. Now I'm looking at the joystick again.
This is insane.
So next up, I'm going to explain this clip a little bit more now. He was so kind enough to actually go into a DJ app. More info on this app in one moment. But he actually sets up both the tracks. On the left-hand side, he has the 𝗙𝗵𝗎𝗓 track by Non-Fungible Wonderful. And then on the right-hand side, from the same album, VeVe-Verse. And what the app allows you to do is DJ in a new dimension. So you can choose your environment. And in this case, he actually has 3 robots in front of him that dance to the music. Now, in terms of some more info about the app, experience DJing like never before. 3D turntables. Live effects. Choosing all the albums. Look at that. Drag, drop, mix. Right onto it. Experience immersive environments. And it integrates all with your Apple Music. So next up is a clip that stumps me because I don't understand why this thing isn't blowing up. It's the only clip I can find online that shows all of the Disney Plus environments that you can immerse yourself inside of when watching a movie. So the first one is this big grand theater. The next one is the Avengers Tower, which is super cool. People are like, oh my God, this is tied to VeVe. No, okay, I'm gonna nip that one right in the butt right now. So you could look out to the helipad. You can actually look past it out into New York. You get a beautiful view. Then you can turn around and see all the Iron Man suits lined against the wall. Then you have a Star Wars Tatooine environment, which is just unbelievable to say the least. And I gotta say, when I saw the last one, Monsters Inc., I was like, oh my Lord. Never in a million years did I ever think I would be able to stand right in front of the door that Sully and Mike would walk into. Now, in all 4 environments, there are only 4 available right now, but in all 4, there are actually sound effects tied to them as well. And that gets me so excited about the future of movies, because it will not surprise me when these movies start merging with these environments, where you have certain things happening in the environment that correspond to what's happening in the movie. Maybe an explosion happens, and then an explosion happens in the background. The actual film can play outside of the screen in the environment that you're immersed inside of. Now, another application I came across is one that I don't actually know if it's available or not yet. I know it's being developed if it's not. But for you to look up into the sky and your headset tells you where the stars and planets are relative to your position. So before we were talking about some environments you can immerse yourself inside of from the Disney Plus app, but here are some more default environments that actually come with the device. As you can see, he goes from sitting in his office to all of a sudden having this big, beautiful lake just appear right in front of him. Now, another great use case for the headset, and one that is going to be applicable for the VeVe-Verse, is going to be clothing. So we've talked about the virtual shops, we've talked about the hyperlinks, but we have not talked about having avatars or mannequins preview the clothing in AR or VR. What you guys see on screen are some examples of exactly that. So here's another interesting one I found. They're called 𝗷𝗵𝗎 Heritage, and one of their goals is to provide immersive educational experiences. So in this case, this is actually a history lesson on the fire of Warwick in 1694. And then there's actually a full playback of how the fire unfolded to destroy that city. So the educational opportunities here are endless, and guys, this is just the beginning. Now, speaking of just the beginning, this guy was a little ahead of the curve. This video is a render of an idea that somebody had several years back. So F1 is an example of a sport that, in my opinion, can get quite boring to watch at times. And as I'm sure you guys can see on screen, that doesn't look boring at all. So immersing a full 3D track right in front of you, getting to see the exact positions of the drivers on the track, getting to see the bird's eye view of the track adds a completely different dynamic to watching the sport. And on top of that, you get a first-person view of the drivers. That is something that you can do now. It's just obviously this experience is way more immersive. We were just talking about the educational opportunities. A headset like this is going to change the sports industry as well. So here's a video I want to share with you guys that recently got some attention over on X. And it's a very positive thing for our community because we know that 𝗙𝗿𝗏 has confirmed that their platform is compatible with the Vision Pro. And on screen, the person you are seeing is the founder of 𝗙𝗿𝗏, Mr. Anthony 𝗙𝗏𝗏. Now, for those who don't know, 𝗙𝗿𝗏 is the one responsible for the VeVe-Verse. So this is bullish news, although we don't have direct confirmation from VeVe. Seeing the CEO of a platform that's responsible for the underlying tech behind the VeVe-Verse wearing the Vision Pro and implementing it into their platform is a very positive thing for our community. Now, I do have some more footage to show you guys. It's nothing that I'm going to speak on, so I am going to stop talking here. If you guys found the video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you can share it with the community. It really helps a small channel like ours. And if you enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. And as for our next, I'll catch you then.